doing this film, we were thinking about all the people that actually do this journey for real, and nothing compares to what we experienced.
I have a son in the United States. He gave me this bear to protect me.
Vámonos. Time to go to America.
Hey, agáchate.
I promised him I would get it back to him. That's where I'm going.
Okay, Desierto. What a ride. I mean, we're talking about like a horror thriller in the desert. And last time we talked to you, you said it was a nightmare logistically because you're out in the desert. So how'd you guys deal with the elements both as a filmmaker and as an actor?
Well, you know, like, partly what was a nightmare was how far away and how remote the locations was. I found these landscapes that were incredibly beautiful, but they were 1.5 hours to sometimes 2 hours from the closest hotel, so there was no infrastructure. And on top of it, we were filming pretty complicated scenes, you know, like of the 90 minutes of the film, it's 80 minutes of straight, non-stop action. So every day we had to figure out how to solve a complicated sequence in a very remote location.
And Gael, as an actor?
Yeah, well, it was a strenuous process of getting very tired on the way because, you know, I can't sit down for such a long time, and so it was like an hour and a half each day of, you know, traveling forth and traveling backwards. So it was really tiring that. But at the end, you know, just if you want to wake up, you just run up a hill and you feel incredibly better. And also it helps a lot the character, you know, it helped a lot making the movie. So it was difficult, but at the same time, I mean, I guess the most difficult thing is always like the little details, like going back to eat and having dust come in, you know, or you know, like sometimes wanting to have a nap and not being able to.
Remember when the thing went in through your shoe?
That's right, yeah.
This is the only insult I had to cut out from the film.
Yeah, it was
the real suffering.
It was a big, there was a huge stone that actually, it went like, it was quite heavy,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then, well, speaking of stunts, you've done a lot of independent film. Is this your first movie where it's very physical? Where you're running and jumping?
Well, I did before this another film in the jungle, and where I had to be almost naked in the jungle, like running, and that was very complicated as well, because of the mosquitoes. You know, it's always complicated for the things you don't see in the film. You know, it is here, for example, it was complicated. The sun, you know, like once the sun hit, it's not that it was hot; it was just burning. You know, there was something. You know, so we had to take care, but at the end, what kept us going was the fact that when we were doing this film, we were thinking about all the people that actually do this journey for real, and nothing compares to what we experienced. I mean, they do the journey for real without any water, and it is, so that kept us going. No, that we cannot.
Can't be crybabies.
No, we can't. No, and this is the privilege of doing these films. You know, like you get a chance to live. You know.
And well, speaking of that, 3 years ago when you were making it, you didn't know how relevant it would become in this political climate in the United States. I mean, how is it? Is it overwhelming to hear?
It's horrible.
Comments, good and bad comments about it?
Terrifying. Like, you know, I started this project 10 years ago, and already back then in Arizona there were being all these anti-immigration laws being promoted, and therefore this rhetoric of hatred. But I never expected that throughout this 10 years it took me to make the movie, it would grow to such a level that it would kind of become even the central talking point, all this hatred, the central talking point of the elections.